Unity is the opposite of this travesty we are about to witness. If we are about to try to impeach a president, where is the Chief Justice? If the accused is no longer president, where is the constitutional power to impeach him? Private citizens don't get impeached. Impeachment is for removal from office, and the accused here has already left office. Hyper-partisan Democrats are about to drag our great country down into the gutter of rancor and vitriol, the likes of which has never been seen in our nation's history. Democrats are wasting the nation's time on a partisan vendetta against a man no longer in office. It's almost as if they have no ability to exist except in opposition to Donald Trump. Without him as their boogeyman, they might have to legislate and to actually convince Americans that their policy prescriptions are the right ones.
No such need to this point. Senator Schumer and McConnell will shred this Constitution for their vindictiveness and for their own petty purposes. And now claim radical Dem Senator Patrick Leahy will be allowed to preside over their trial, which is also in clear violation of the Constitution and mere decency. They also see, of course, no real need for witnesses.
I don't think there's a need for a whole lot of witnesses. We were all the witnesses. You know, it's different than the previous trial. And we will not let the Republicans be dilatory just to delay it for its own sake so we don't do COVID or don't do anything, but it'll be fair.
It'll be fair. And the Republicans have no response to this. There is no action they take that seems intended to thwart this outrage. We'll be talking tonight about the left's efforts to attack former President Trump with Just the News editor John Solomon with new revelations on Obamagate. We're joined as well by former CIA veteran Fred Fleitz on former CIA Director John Brennan's call for the intelligence agencies to go after the Dems' political opponents. And by the way, that's exactly what they're doing. And former Office of Management and Budget Director Russ Vought, who is launching 2 new think tanks defending Trump's America First agenda. We'll also be joined by the Hill's Joe Concha on the left, targeting former Trump aides. Well, our lead story, Trump supporters aren't the only ones who are realizing quickly that elections have consequences. Democratic supporters in Pennsylvania, New Mexico, and elsewhere are having early onset buyer's remorse. President Biden is planning to extend his ban on new leases on fracking from the original 2 months now to an entire year. Do you remember when Biden and Harris kept telling their voters that they wouldn't ban fracking?
I guarantee you, we're going to end fossil fuel. No new fracking. I am not banning fracking, period. I make it clear, I do not propose banning fracking.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. Joe Biden will not ban fracking. That is a fact.
Do you feel better now? For more now on how President Biden is killing thousands, tens of thousands of jobs, we turn to Fox News correspondent Mark Meredith. Mark.
Lou, good evening. The Biden Interior Department has placed a 2-month pause on issuing new oil and gas permits on federal lands. And as you mentioned, there are strong indications, that more restrictions are coming potentially this week. The decision has rattled petroleum producers, especially in New Mexico, where oil and gas drilling, as you know, is a huge industry. The new administration says addressing climate change a major priority for theirs for the 100 days. But oil and gas producers fear that this temporary pause may last a lot longer, as you mentioned, maybe even a year. Eventually, that could also mean the elimination of some 60,000 jobs in New Mexico alone.
You also obviously have huge potential impact for the state from a budgetary perspective, and it has the potential to cost the state, to put at risk about $1 billion of revenue that the state receives each year from the oil and gas industry and oil and gas development on federal lands.
The president has nominated New Mexico Congresswoman Deb Haaland to be Interior Secretary. Her nomination not yet confirmed by the Senate, but you can bet that this issue is going to be coming up during those upcoming confirmation hearings. The state's congressional delegation has also been mostly silent about the impact of these new regulations, except for Congresswoman Yvette Harrell. She's been calling on New Mexico lawmakers to push back against any more regulations, especially those that will limit jobs in her state.
We don't want to be reliant on foreign oil, such as oil coming from Russia, where they don't have environmental protections in place. We want to ensure that we're giving our families and our producers, our states, the ability to produce oil, produce jobs, produce revenues, and continue to grow the industry.
Now, we have been trying to reach out to New Mexico's governor multiple times since yesterday, trying to get an idea of how they may respond. But you can imagine, Lou, a lot of these people will be getting an earful from their constituents as more regulations are implemented. And we're still waiting to see what the full impact will be on the industry nationwide. Lou?
Mark, thank you very much. Mark Meredith reporting from Washington. We have seldom seen a president create this much of a stir in his first days in office.